Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today my YouTube channel would be particularly focusing on mathematics. I will be uploading contents related to mathematics from secondary level to some high school. If everything goes well, I will be uploading the videos and contents for bachelor's level as well. This particular video will be focusing majority for 10th graders, whether you are from Nepal, India, or wherever you are watching from. I will be making most out of this video, and hopefully it would be informative for you guys, and hope I will be able to make you understand in an easier way. This video would be In this video I will be particularly focusing on algebraic fraction. So let's move further in the video. So without any further delay, let's start today's chapter. Here's a question which says, to simplify this equation, we have given the equation. Now first of all, let's start from the basics. Let's start from the basics. Here you can see my cursors. Hopefully you can see my cursor. Any equations above this line would be called as a numerator, and any equations which is below this line will be called a denominator. I hope you all guys know this basic stuff. Now let's go up with the question. Here the question says, to simplify x squared by x plus y minus y squared by x plus y. Here, as we all know, the basic rules of mathematics and algebra are that we have the same denominator for both below x squared and y squared, so that we can simplify it as x plus y below as a denominator, and above will be it would be a simple subtraction where you can place x squared minus y squared. Now we all know the formula for a square minus b squared. Let me write it for you. We all know that a square minus b square is equals to a plus b, a minus b. It's multiplication, right? So we divided x squared minus y squared into x minus y and x plus y. Then x plus y and x plus y will be cancelled, and there we have our answer, x minus y. Let us move on to the next example. Here we are dealing with this subtraction of two values in fraction or variables. First of all we carry out the LCM of denominator, which would be like here it would be x minus y into multiply by x plus y. And when we work on such kind of subtraction in fraction, then this part would go here multiplied by 1, and this part x minus y would go here multiplied by 1. Here it shows in this video it is multiplied by 1, and keeping this term in the bracket, and this multiplied by 1. Now we open the bracket in the next step, and then it becomes x plus y minus x, and negative becomes positive, and here we can cancel x and x, and here y plus y sums up to 2y. And for this term we all know the formula for x minus y and x plus y. It would be x squared minus y squared, so we got the answer after simplification. Now let us see this example. It says to simplify this fraction here we have to deal with the addition of two fractions. Here as we can see that we have provided with x plus y by x minus y plus x minus y by x plus y. Here in the denominator it would be x minus y multiplied by x plus y, as we can see that here. Now this part will go here for multiplication with this part, and this part will go in here for multiplication. It's like a crisscross when we deal with these such problems. Then double x plus y will become x plus y square, and double x minus y becomes x minus y square. Now we all know that the formula for a plus b square is a square plus 2ab plus b square. And here we can see that x plus y is opened as x plus y is further elaborated as x squared plus 2xy plus y squared, and the formula for a minus b square would be a square minus 2ab plus b square. Here we can see that now we can cancel that 2xy and 2xy, since this has positive sign on it and this is negative sign on it, which will cancel each other. Now x square and x square will add up to become 2x square, and y square will add up to become 2y square. Now finally we have got the answer after taking 2 in common from both x square and y square. Now let's see this question. At a glance we all can see that this term can be divided and broken down into 2a square, which will gradually become 4a square minus 3b square. We can apply the formula for a square minus b square for this term, which we can see here in this step, which would be a plus b and a minus b. Here we can take 2a as a in this case and 3b as b in this case. So we come down to 2a minus 3b in this step, multiplied by 2a plus 3b. Now for this step, now we will take the LCM of these two factors. We will take LCM of these two factors, these two terms. We will take LCM of these two terms, so that would be gradually this, which will be 2a minus 3b and 2a plus 3b. Now let us understand how this numerator came after this step. Now for understanding that, we have to first divide this LCM factor, this LCM term, by this term of the first part, so that we are left with 2a plus 3b, which we can see that in here, in this term. Now for this part, we will divide this term for this LCM term with this term, which we will get with a remainder of 1, and which will be multiplied by this term. It will be working on the crisscross method. We will first divide this LCM factor with this term, and what's remaining would be multiplied by this term. And then after you will put on a minus sign, whatever sign it was there, you will copy and paste in here. And then after you will divide the LCM term with this term on the denominator of the second part. Then what you will be remained with 1, which will be multiplied with this numerator of the second part, which would be a plus b. 1 into a plus b would be a plus b. Now we open the bracket. Then after opening the bracket, 2a minus a would be a, and 3b minus b would be 2b, which we have the answer for after simplification. Let's move on to the next question. Here, as we all can see that the denominator of this part is 4x squared minus y squared. As we solved previous question, we can solve similarly this question as well. Here 4x squared minus y squared can be broken down into 2x minus y, 2x plus y, having in mind the formula for a squared minus b squared. Now after the second step, we move on to the third step, by which would be taking LCM on the denominator, and likewise we have to deal on with this numerator. Let me break down this third step for you guys. Here we have taken the denominator as x minus y multiplied by 2x plus y. Here first we have to divide this part by this part, and then multiply it to the numerator of first part, and then we keep on this sign as it is. And then after we divide the denominator of this part by the denominator of the second part, and then multiply it with the numerator of the second part. Let me show you an example of it. We will first divide this part, which is the LCM of the two fraction, 2x plus y, by this part, which would be 2x minus y, 2x plus y. As we all know that this will cancel each other, and it would be left with 1 multiplied by this part, 4x squared plus y squared. So that as we all can see that we are left with this term only here. Now we have a negative sign in between of them. Now for the second part, we have negative sign in here. For the second part, we will first divide 2x, this term 2x minus y multiplied by 2x plus y by this term. First we will divide this term by this term, 2x plus y, and 2x plus y and 2x plus y will be cancel each other, and we are left with 2x minus y, which would be multiplied by this term, 2x minus y. Then we are left with 2x minus y squared, which we can see in this step. After that after this step we apply the formula for a minus b squared for this portion, which would be a minus b squared is equals to a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. Here in this case we have 2x minus y squared. Here in this case a would be 2x and b would be y, here 2x, it is 2x square minus 2 into 2x into y plus y square, which is b square. Here we can get, we got 2x square would be 4x square, and after opening the negative sign and the bracket, after opening the bracket, here we have negative sign, so that this negative sign would be positive and this positive sign would be negative after opening the bracket. And 2 multiplied by 2 into xy would be 4xy, and here we have this equation. Now we can cancel y square and y square. It has a positive sign on it, it has a negative sign on it, and we can cancel 4x square and 4x square likewise, and we are left with 4xy, and we have the denominator, and here we get our answer. Let's move on to this question, which also says to simplify this equation. Here we can see that x minus y and x plus y after LCM, after we take LCM will become x squared minus y squared, and we can multiply after taking LCM we work on the crisscross method. This term will multiply this term, and this x minus y will multiply x. We have here x multiply x plus y plus x multiplied by x minus y. Here we have it. After carrying out the multiplication process and opening the brackets, where here we have with x will multiply x and we get x squared, and x multiplying y we get xy, x will multiply x to get x squared, and x will multiply xy to get xy. And here we can, here xy, positive xy and negative xy will cancel each other. Now we are left with this equation: x squared plus x squared, and x squared will add to 2x squared. And here we have in the we are left with this term in the denominator, which after taking LCM and multiplying in crisscross method, we are left with this equation. After opening, let me break down this equation for you guys, this step for you guys. Here we have x squared minus y squared and x squared plus y squared in denominator, and here we are left with let's carry out the multiplication and opening the brackets in the numerator. Here we are left with 2x squared, and x squared will add up to become 2x power 4, and 2x squared and y squared will multiply, and we are left with this term, and 2xy multiplied by 2xy multiplied by x squared we will be remain with this factor 2x cube plus 2x cube multiplied by y, and sorry, it's a negative, and we are left with 2xy multiplied by y squared would be 2xy cube. We cannot cancel any terms, so this is our final answer. We all know that we can break down this x squared minus y squared into x minus y and x plus y, and then after we can take, and then after we move on to getting this term as a LCM. We find this out by a simple trick. Here we can see 3 fractions here. Out of these 3 fractions, we have to take a look on the denominator of these 3 fractions. Here we have 2 2's in common, that's why we have this term, and here we have 2x minus y term, that's why we have this term. and we have x plus y and x plus y. We have these two terms in common, that's why we have this term in our LCM. um, Now moving along with that, after understanding how this LCM term came out, then after we have to first divide this term with this term, so that we are remained, then this term will come out as a remainder. Then after we move on to the second fraction, we first divide this LCM factor by this one, and then we get this factor. We have to we always have to keep in mind the sign remains same in between this. And having said that, the brackets should be maintained at this point of step. And after that you still continue. After that you will maintain this negative sign as in here, and after that you have to divide this term by this term, and we will be then 2 will be left as a remainder, and which will be multiplied by this factor, which is 2y. Hope you all understood how we came up with the LCM and the term on the numerator of this step of. And then after we open the bracket, and we open the bracket on these steps. Here we will have negative sign in front of x, and we will have a positive sign in front of y, which in fact is negative will become positive. And then after we will cancel this x, and x will be cancelled, y and y will this 2y and these 2y's will be cancelled, and we get a 0. And 0 divided by n term, we all know that it will come down to 0 as well. Now for understanding this question, first we have to understand how this and this terms broke down into this and this terms respectively. Now let me show you an example. For the second term, it would be a square minus 8a plus 12, right? Here we have a positive sign in here. That means we have to find two numbers such that those two numbers will sum up to become 8, and those two numbers on multiplying we will get a 12. Those two numbers would be, let's go on a hit and trial method. 6 and 2 summing up will get a 8. 6 plus 2 will get 8, and after on multiplying 6 and 2 we will get a 12. Then obviously we have our two numbers, it's 6 and 2. Then after that, a square minus, we deal this as 6 plus 2 a plus 12. Then after we simplify it as a square minus 6a minus 2a plus 12. Now we take a common in these two numbers, and we take common from these two numbers. A common, a minus 6 minus 2 a minus 6 we get. Now it will break down into a minus 6. We have two terms here, a minus 6 and a minus 6. We can take a common from there, and then we multiply it by the remainder. This and this term will convert into this term. So here we have it. This equation has now been converted into a minus 6 and a minus 2, and this term represents this term. Now Doing the similar process for all the other equations. We get this term, these fractions of term. Then on the second step, we cancel the similar items on all a minus 6 and then we are left with this term. Now we took all LCM, and then after dividing the LCM with the denominator of respective fractions and then multiplying with the remainder with 1, we get a minus 6, a minus 3 and a minus 6, keeping this sign keeping the positive sign as it is. Now we deal with simple addition and subtraction on this stage and keeping the denominator as it is. Then we get 3a's and -6, -6 and -3 will sum up to become -15, -16. And then after we can take 3 as a common and a minus 5 in the bracket, which will obviously mean this term. This slide is the explanation of how the factorization worked from this term to this term as I explained in the previous slide. This term has been factored into these two terms, and this term has been similarly factored in these two terms. Now in this question we will be particularly dealing with this last portion. Other portion you have solved it in previous examples as well. For now I will be focusing on the last portion of this question as it makes sense, as we have r and r in front of these two terms, and for taking LCM we have to put this r term in front of this term. That's why I will be focusing on the last particular term for now. We have 4pr cubed by 1 minus 4r squared where it's positive sign. Okay, it's 4pr cubed and we will get the 4r squared plus 1. We have positive sign in front of 1 right here. Okay, the numerator will be the same, and denominator we will take the negative sign common. For r squared it will be a negative sign if we take common, since negative and negative becomes positive. Hope you understand this. This negative will now move here as in this step. The other steps are similar to the previous questions, or if you don't understand, let me know in the comment section down below. Then this we have to apply the a square and the formula for a square minus b square. Here let me break down this for you guys. 2r square negative 1 square, this will break down to 2r plus 1 and 2r negative 1, which is shown in this step. Now we took LCM for these three terms, and then we got this. And after completing the simplification here in this question, we will first convert these two items, these two factors into one common factor, which would be this. Let me show you how we will do that in this video, and the other steps are similar to the previous examples. Here we first arrange the factors as like this: a square plus b square minus ab multiplied by a square plus b square plus AB, which would be the LCM. This part it is the LCM we have obtained as for now. This first term would be, we will consider this as A, and this second term would be, we will consider this as B. Now we have given the formula for A plus B, A minus B, which we have as A square minus B square. It is a simple formula, as we all know. Now since we have A as A square plus B square here, square minus B square would be AB square, which is our B term in this case. Now we will open these two brackets. Now we have got the formula for A plus B square, A square plus 2B plus B square. We will implement this here. A square plus 2A, we have A as a square and B as a B square, and plus B square, which would be ultimately B to the power 4 minus A square B square. Now we have obtained this term. Which would be A power 4 into A square B square minus A square B square will become A square and B square, and we have this term as B to the power 4. Now we have obtained this term. Now similarly, we have to take the LCM on this step as this, and like we did for this term, like we followed the steps for this, and we will carry out the similar process for this one to convert this factor into a similar factor, and then we can obtain these factors as A to the power 4 plus A power 4 B power 4 plus B to the power 8. Now in the incoming slides I will be talking and solving these questions, as you can see in the screen, which would be a simplification question, which will include 3 questions, A, B and C, and similarly we will go on solving the question number 4 and 5 in the upcoming slides. Now for this question we have to first simplify the first 2 terms such that we will have 1 multiplied by 1 minus x in the denominator of both the first and second term. We can do it as like this. Let us take the first term, which is 1 minus root x, or we can multiply by this term, which would be, here's a negative sign, right? Then we have to take the term which has a positive sign. The rest terms would be the same. It would be 1 plus root x. It would certainly cancel one another if we cancel it, but we are not doing that for now. Now for the denominator term, we have to use the formula for A minus B, A plus B, which would be A square minus B square, which is obviously root x to the power square, and we have got 1 minus x. We have got 1 minus x as the denominator, and numerator will contain this term, as we can see in this term here. Similarly, we do the calculations as I explained previously for this term as well, and then we got this term in collaboration of the previous terms, and then after we all have the same denominator, then the combined denominator would be also the same, and rest remaining the addition and subtraction of the other terms, it would be similar. Now opening the brackets, with this one and this one would cancel each other, and we will be remained with 4 root x by 1 minus x, which is our final answer You don't need to look at this step, it's quite complicated. It has been shown in a quite complicated manner. Moving on to this question, it is very similar to the previous one, so I will only be explaining about the second term in this question, which would be we have term here, we have 1 minus x 8 multiplied by 1 minus x term. We have to convert the first and second item terms such that we would have 1 minus x, this factor in both of them. Now moving on to the second term, we have 8 multiplied by 1 plus root x, which would be multiplied by here we have given with the positive sign, so that we will take term which has a negative sign, rest remaining the same, the 1 and root x would be the same. Here we have it. On cancellation, on cancelling this and this term, it will obviously we will remain with 1 as answer, which will have no effect on this front term. Now as we all know the formula for a plus b and a minus b, here we have it. It would be x and the numerator would be 1 minus root x. Here we have it, our second term, which can be shown in this by this term in this step. Now this question is a bit unique one, as it says to find the value of a by solving this particular equation. For that we have to first factorize this term. Here obviously 2x squared plus 5x plus 2. Here we have to find two numbers such that the multiplication would be 4, and on summing up these two numbers we will get a number 5. Let us go on with the hit and trial method. Let us say the two numbers are 4 and 1. 4 and 1 will adding up will make a 5. Multiplying 4 and 1 would make a 4. Here we have it. Here we have our two numbers. Now we factorize this term as we have 4 plus 1 x plus 2, 2x squared plus 4x plus x plus 2. From these two factors we can take 2x as common, and we will get x plus 1 inside the bracket, x plus 2 inside the bracket, plus we will take 1 as common and x plus 2 as inside the bracket. Now we have finally converted this term into two factors, which is x plus 2 and 2x plus 1. This term and this term will make 2x plus 1. Here we have it in this step, 2x plus 1. Now this term and this term will cancel each other, and we are left with a bracket x plus 2 plus 2x plus 1 is equal to 4x plus 5. Now we will open the brackets on the other steps like this one, ax plus 2a plus 2x plus 1 is equal to 4x. Now carrying out the simple subtraction and addition of the factors. Here we can take a here in this term. Now simplifying this equation as let me erase this portion so that I can make your understanding easier way. Let's say x plus 2a is equals to 4x minus 2x plus 5 minus 1. On changing the position of 2x to on the right side of the equal sign, we will get a negative 2x. After that, we will be remain with ax plus 2a. 4x minus 2x will give 2x, and 5 minus 1 will give us 4. Now we have 8. Now taking a common on this term, we have a in bracket x plus 2. We will take 2 common in this term, x plus 2. We can cancel x plus 2 and x plus 2. There we have it. Our answer is a is equals to 2. I will leave this question up to you guys. If you have any questions solving and understanding this question, please let me know in the comment section down below. And this is all for the algebraic fraction chapter, and I will be coming up with other topics and chapters for you guys. Thank you so much for watching the video. I will be coming up with another content soon. I will be updating you guys. Thank you.